Hello, everyone. I think we are live across all platforms. Yay, again. All right, so I am Lily McNamara, and I am with Lily of the Light, where we offer services and events to help you be the spiritual badass and unlock your awesomeness. We're doing lives every single day for the 12 days of Christmas, and we are on day 5, golden rings, and what they mean to us, and what spiritually and psychically what messages come through, which is going to be a lot of fun. So 5 golden rings based on the Christian adaptation is where it's from, is that it is the 5 books in the Torah, in the Bible. And while that is lovely and cool, that is not what we're going to be talking about today. So what the 5 golden rings, the meaning that I want to bring to it is consumerism and capitalism and all those happy things that we talk about during this time of year. And we all, well, most of us indulge in some way. In the I need to buy gifts, I need to do something material, my self-worth and my love for others is going to be measured by a dollar amount, by golden rings. And if you don't love someone 5 golden rings, then they're not worth your time. No. So with this, it's figuring out, how do you measure relationships? So the 5 languages of love are all about the ways that you give and receive love. And whenever I talk to people about the 5 languages of love, it's always like, okay, how do you give it and how do you receive it? Because that can be different. The way I give and receive is pretty similar. I'm very weird. I need all 5 equally. And I truly believe that there is a 6th. There is the hidden love language of food. Yes, giving and receiving, cooking, gifts, anything to do with food is its own love language. I stand by this. This is a hill I will die on. Absolutely. My camera is weird on Instagram. Okay, there. That's better. It was tweaking me out. All right, so there is physical touch. There's quality time. There is acts of service. There is gifts. And there is words of affirmation, compliments, happy words type thing. And so when you think about giving, like, it's not just the holiday that it's like, oh, it needs to be only one of the 5 love languages can be given. There's so much more, so much more. Be creative with it. Have fun with it. One, how do you give? How do you give love and appreciation? If that is what it is for me, is always baking stuff for people. If I bake you something, it means I love you. Or I'm bribing you. I will shamelessly bribe with like banana bread and pumpkin bread. I ain't too proud. If I am at a Renaissance event and I need someone to lift something heavy, I will pull baked goods out of my bag to have someone else lift the heavy thing over their head instead of mine with my tiny little T-Rex arms. And so it's finding a way that you give and receive. So how do you give, but then also how do you receive? And my question is that, do people know how you receive? Have you ever told anyone? Or you just kind of keep that to yourself and hope they guess right? Because that's not fair. A lot of people do that. And I'm not going to lie, I have been guilty of that from time to time. They should just know. It's obvious. It's not obvious. It's not obvious. You are stealth and mysterious and whimsical, and no one knows what to get you. So tell them. And if it is an object, if it is a present, tell them what you want or get them a gift card. Gift cards are fine. I love gift cards to Caribou personally because I love their hot chocolate. I do not drink coffee. But what is it that you give and receive, and how do you give and receive that? And what does that do for you? And so with it, it's like, if you receive love as quality time, but you don't tell anyone, especially during the holidays when consumerism and giving material objects is the goal, they're not going to know intrinsically, psychically even, that is the gift that you want. Tell them, hey, I would like some quality time. If you are incapable of communicating, because I know some people are, and there's no shame, we all communicate differently, make a Christmas list. I shit you not. Write yourself a cute little Christmas list. This is what I want. And hand it to them. You don't even have to say it to them. Send it in a text and be like, hi, this is what I would like. I would like quality time, or I would like words of affirmation. So one of the things that I realized recently for me, hi Jane, thank you for logging on, is that when you do that, when you tell people what you need, you get it. And I actually started doing this and really advocating for myself with my love languages several years ago. My dad, bless his heart, is emotionally not we do not communicate emotionally at all. This different wavelengths completely. And so I used to walk up to him and say, I got a haircut. Doesn't it look pretty? And he would go, yes, you look very nice today. I would, thank you. You noticed. Back when I didn't have a buzzed head all the time. And I realized how easy it is to get what you want and what you crave out of your love languages if you say so, if you send a text, if you advocate for yourself in your love language. And if there is someone that you care about, ask them. Ask them. Like, not everyone is capable. It's not all your responsibility. It's not. But remember, this is spiritual advice, how to make your life easier. If there is someone you're like, I'd really like to do something special for them. I'd really like, not something that I view as special, but something that they would really appreciate. Ask them what their receiving love language is, or ask them flat out, what you want? What is it? What is it? And most of my friends will say, if you were baked goods, that's it. That's all my friends want from me. That is, they're like, show me love, feed me. And I'm like, yes, that is why it is the covert sixth love language, in my opinion. And so if you ask, you can get someone something that they really appreciate and love instead of that weird thing that you keep in the back of your closet for no reason. Now, these are the easiest ways to do it. And let's be honest, we love easy. Your life is hard enough. Let's release some of the stress. Let's get rid of that. And so another way to do it is to actively listen throughout the year. And this is the way that I normally do it. And it's about, I have lists. I learned years ago that it's actually called a Butler's list. And it's a list of preferences in your phone for somebody. And I have a file in my phone of the preferences of the people closest to me, their allergies, the brands that they like, what they like to eat, everything like that. It's just in my phone. So whenever I want to get them something, I look at the list. And it makes it really easy. And if you actively listen to people throughout the year, you'll be able to get them things that they appreciate. But don't expect others to do this from you. The expectations is where happiness goes to die. I don't mean standards. Never lower your standards. Lower your fucking expectations, though. Expectations is where happiness goes to die. Don't be that person. I expected you to do this without me saying a word. No, then you turn into the asshole. We don't want you to be the asshole of the season. We want you to get what you want this season. And so I actually had this happen to me really recently. My friend, Nikki, who is a specialist in Illumination Tarot, I love her. She got me a present. She's moving away, and she got me the holiday gift early. And I opened it at the restaurant and was so loud that she actually, she's like, you have to stop screaming. She got me 2 different things, and she never asked me what I wanted, but she actively listened throughout our friendship. I have, it is posted on my YouTube, or not my YouTube, my Instagram and Facebook. I was given the newest edition of the DC tarot deck, and I love it. It makes me so happy. And I squealed like a little girl. I refused to take it out of the packaging until I had the table wiped down. I was wiping down the table with my napkin. I was like, this brilliant deck is not touching anything. It was fabulous. The other thing she got me was this really thick notepad that was like this big, and it had goals and things to be grateful for and a to-do list, all separated into different segments. And that was because we have this thing that we do every night where we text each other the 3 things that we're grateful for and the 3 positive things that happened that day. And we do it so that we have perspective and also create more positivity in our lives, because we both noticed that we were bitter old shrews sometime, and maybe we should kind of think about that and work on that. And so we did. We proactively did something. And so knowing these things about me, she got me the perfect gifts, and I love them so much. They make me so happy. I'm so grateful. So with giving and receiving gifts, the 5 love languages, the 5 golden rings, what is, and bop it in the comments if you are comfortable watching the replay even, what are your love languages? How do you rank them, giving or receiving? So like I said, mine are equal. I need to receive all 5 equally, which really trips a lot of people out when I'm in like relationships with people. They're like, you just need to all be balanced. Yes, they do. All 5. And so it's learning that. And if you're having a hard time, like you don't know what your giving or receiving love languages are, schedule a session. Let's do some self-discovery. Let's have some gentle curiosity. about your life to help you on your path to make your life easier during this holiday season and for future. So, your 5 love languages, giving and receiving, but then also how you communicate them is important. Like some people cannot, not everyone is me and can announce to a room, I'm hungry, I want pizza. Somebody fix this. I have announced that in rooms. And then guess what? Someone will order a pizza. Someone will have taken care of it. I announce on social media, oh, I love Caribou. Get me a Caribou gift card any day. I love their hot chocolate so much. Not everyone is comfortable with announcing their needs. I am, but that is also my style. Out loud and proud, baby. If you can't do that, write it on a cute little Christmas list and leave it on the counter for your boo. Had a Dear Santa husband, get me list. And it doesn't have to be material things. It can, if that is your love language. No love language is invalid. No love language is more or less important or valid than another. And no love language ever deserves to be shamed. So if your love language is genuinely gifts, receiving gifts, rock it out. Do it. Have fun with it. Yes, get showered with gifts. Absolutely. It's this idea that like, no, that makes you materialistic, shallow hoe. No, that means it's your love language. Embrace it. Embrace who you are. And most people do have a favorite. And everyone's is different. And it's like, so compatibility with a partner or a family member or a friend isn't necessarily a compatibility of love languages. It's just working with it. Like if I know that my partner, hypothetical partner, still single, my hypothetical partner's love language was touch, I would just like have my hand on their leg a lot, like when we were sitting next to each other, or I'd cuddle with them at night or something like that. Versus like if that may not be my giving love language priority, but if that's their receiving, I would make a conscious effort to touch them more in happy ways. I don't mean sexual, but yes, sexual. But no, not everything sexual, pervs, no. And so it's being able to do that. And if they knew that like my receiving was gifts, they would probably like leave me little gifts around the house. I like that. And so it's being able to be okay with your love languages and knowing that not everyone's is compatible. Like someone's top may not be your top, giving or receiving. That doesn't mean that you're incompatible. That just means that you have different love languages, and now you know and can problem solve and work with them. And that is absolutely fine. That is what we want. That is what we like. We want your relationships, friends, family, romantic, sexual, any and all, to be the best that they can be all year round, but especially this time of year. And why? Because everyone puts so much goddamn emphasis on gifts. The gift does not have to be material unless the person you're buying for, their love language is gifts. Then by all means, please get them a gift. That is what they will appreciate most. But if it's time, if it's words of affirmation, I know so many women, so many clients, so many people who are trying to live their best life that honestly, words of affirmation are the thing that they are missing in their life, not just from their love languages, but from their friends, colleagues, coworkers, romantic relationships. And so when I have clients, I'm always very positive. You are a badass. One, because they are. Two, because they don't hear it on a daily basis in their regular lives. And how shitty is that? And so it's being able to convey your love language in a way that is super positive. And also your love language should not be determinant on tete-a-tete, on quid pro quo. That's the word. That it's like, well, I gave you 2 hours of my time, so now I get a $200 gift. No, give and receive selflessly with no expectation of it coming back to you in that way. One, that sets your ego on it, and we all know ego fucks with energy. Two, most of the time karma will send it back to you in a way that you could not imagine. And if you put a limitation on it, then you're not getting everything that the universe has to offer. I don't want a limitation on what's going to come back to me for the gifts that I give out. I want it to be endless and limitless. So I'm never going to tell the universe, no, I want it to be chocolate cake. No, I want it to be whatever the universe has to give me. And if the universe someday like gives me a new car, yeah, I'd love that. That'd be awesome. So keep in mind that your love languages, giving and receiving, can be different, that it's reciprocated in a karmic way, not necessarily a quid pro quo way. That being said, don't be with someone where it's so imbalanced that it's toxic. Don't touch that. Don't touch that this time of year. Not all love languages are materialistic. The ones that are, they're cool too. No judgment, no shame. Whatever your love language is, rock it out. And make sure that you're also doing stuff for yourself, your own love languages. So, love languages, giving and receiving. What are your self-love languages? And I will be talking about that not during the 12 days of Christmas, but in a live after the 12 days of Christmas. Because as you all know, I am an expert in self-care and I want everyone to take care of themselves so immensely. And I hope that everyone is fabulous with it and loves it. And there is just not, quite frankly, not enough time to do a self-care segment during the 12 days of Christmas, not even on the 5 Golden Rings Day. So that is what we are talking about today. That is what we have discussed. And I think that everyone deserves love. Everyone deserves for the love languages to be honored, and find a way to convey that to the people around you. Text them, leave them a note, tell them, announce it to a room, but knowing that when you announce it to a room, it may or may not happen. For me, it usually does because I am very aggressive. For people who have seen me out at like events and stuff, if I just yell, "I'm hungry, somebody feed me," someone will walk up with a snack and me, like a baby goat, will just be like, yes. And I will love it. And it is fabulous. So be aware of your expectations. Never, ever lower your standards, but lower your expectations that people will just intrinsically know what of the 5 love languages you like to receive. And if you're curious about other people, ask them what their love language is. Ask them what they want for the holiday season. Ask them what they like randomly. So like throughout the year, what would you like to just be given? Chances are those things are different. Most of the time people are like, yes, I want something like flashy for the holidays, but a Caribou gift card is lovely any time of year. That is a gift that never goes bad, quite frankly. And so those are the things that I want you to think about on the day of the 5 Golden Rings. Thank you everyone for joining and having fun and doing this with me. I will be here tomorrow again doing 6 geese a-laying and making some magic with you guys. So I hope to see you here again at 7:00 tomorrow. And if you guys want this to become me doing lives and just riffing with you, none of this is planned, by the way. Like, I have the theme of the 12 days of Christmas, but I do not in any way like take notes or like, this is what I'm going to talk about. I simply hit play and let the universe be like, info dump, and let you guys have it, because that's very authentic for me. And that's also like, I don't want you to know what my opinions are. I want you to know what the universe has to say for you, whether it's straight up channeled or whether it's through the filter of my mouth. I want you guys to have that information for yourselves. And so if you guys want lives like this, where I'm just riffing on a regular basis, I would be happy to do it. I probably will not do it like every single night at 7 p.m. But I would be happy to do it more often. Okay, so go forth, be a spiritual badass. Make sure to advocate for yourself. Ask for your love languages specifically, and make sure that you are honoring yourself and doing self-care during this holiday season. Thank you so much. Bye.